Okay, guys, let's talk about aluminum gear pumps. What are their application and how do you pick them up? What do they use it for? What are the application of these units? The aluminum gear pumps are really just like between uh, not between it's a small pump to a medium sized pump. And when I say medium sized pump, I'm talking about in general in hydraulic system. There are pumps that go up to 140 cc, 250 cc. The maximum displacement for these units we have is 90 cc. So they're not that small. They're medium range small to the maximum. The smallest units that we have for these things are, let me see, we get down to point 6 cc, that is 0.04 cubic inches. So the range of of these pumps are fixed displacement gear pumps that are between a small to a medium range. As far as psi and rpm, they can go 3000 psi, 3500 psi, and up to RPMs, we're talking between 600 to 4000 RPM, depending on the size of the pump. Some of them they go is a little bit lower on the RPM, 2500. But the idea, however, though, something that to keep in mind is that regular hydraulic pump on the industrial side, they only run 1800 RPM. That's the electric motor. That's the standard electric motor that we have for a hydraulic pump. Those are for industrial applications. So what that means is that these gear pumps, there are also a lot of them are used for mobile hydraulics. We're talking construction machinery, agriculture machinery, in which RPMs can go lower than 1800 or much higher than 1800 RPM. You put it on a PTO, for example. These pumps go into PTO applications that you can put them in there. So that's the type of application that you have. Maybe you can use it on industrial, and you can use it also as a mobile application in which the RPM changes. Pressure wise, 3000 psi, maybe 3500 psi. That's not too small of a pressure. That's a pretty decent pressure for a hydraulic application in generals. What else do we have? We have double. We have a flange, which is the smallest size. We have a B flange, which is the medium to bigger size, and we also have double units. On the double units, for example, you can have a smaller displacement, zero point 0.3 cubic inches to zero point 0.3 cubic inches, up to a combination of 1.31 cubic inches to 1.31 cubic inches. You can have a bigger displacement on the front and a little bit smaller on the second pump. So there's a certain range of combinations that we have on a double pump options. So those are pretty much the applications where you would have it. Many of these pumps in the market, we have standard pumps. And when we call it a standard pumps, that means the shaft are pretty much standards. The mounting of the pumps, they're all standards. They're either A, B, C mounting for the big ones. We have A and B, and then you have the sizes of the shaft. When it's a special pump, and a lot of people call, well, I have a special pump over here. What they call a special many times refers to the shaft, because a lot of companies, for example, they change the shaft, and you change the shaft to something that is non-standard, so they could not be easily replaced, let's say. But if we have the dimensions of the shaft, we can easily replace these pumps, even though they're not quote unquote standard units. So that's pretty much it. And about gear pumps, it's a medium to small sizes, a high displacement, a high range of RPM, I would say low to medium pressures, and they're fixed displacement. Fixed displacement, that means that they're not meant to run 24/7. When I said a continuous operation, if you run, this is for hydraulic design. If you operate a pump, you're gonna run it 8 hours straight, and you have a fixed displacement, that's gonna create a lot of heat in the system. So these pumps, they're meant to run, but keep in mind they're fixed displacement, so you may not want to run them all the time just because your system is gonna overheat. So anyway, that's the applications that we have for them. That's the use that we have for them. They're aluminum, so they're usually they weigh less than a cast steel pump per se, and that's what we have. So that is the application of aluminum gear pumps. Any questions that you guys may have, you can send us an email. Here's the email information, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.